Everybody to share the stream. Please share the stream. Carter, when you go to YouTube, share the stream.
Pilots, arm your quads.
Brody, will you go to YouTube and share the stream, please? Go to YouTube, click on the heads up, find the stream. Share the Facebook. Pilot 533, pilot, whatever, beginner to FPV.
Well,
how's it going, guys? This is a Skip and Carter show, and there's Armando. Yeah. This is Skip, and there's Carter. Alright, guys, we have some stuff to talk about today, and we got some stuff to show off, and we'll get this stream started. So, we've got a prospect race coming up.
In Memphis.
In Memphis.
What's the track again?
The wild card. They have not released the track yet, and they said if you want the release of the track, you have to buy a ticket.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, but the early ticket is like $50.
I guarantee you can go on Velocidrome
and find it.
Go to downloads, search pilot named Adrian, because he usually is.
I looked up. I actually done that. I actually looked up A-Drone, and I did not find any new courses. So, yeah. I don't know.
Maybe they're sending out the map file.
But even if I did know it, I don't want to, like, share it on the stream and get them upset at me or anything like that.
Yeah. That's fair.
You know. Hey, how's it going, Pastor? What's up, Charles? Nice to see you. How's it going, Mayan?
I don't have just pictures of Skip.
So the only thing that would make the countdown intro better is if I had Fat Pastor river dancing.
Skip, look at me.
That would be pretty cool.
Thumbs up.
It's got his whoop race footage in it though.
We need a good
Oh,
picture.
really?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's got your race in it for sure.
We need a good picture of Fat Pastor when he was doing all that photogrammetry that he was talking about from up in the air.
Oh yeah.
That would be cool.
Let's see here. We got Darkwing said we'll be fixing some damaged wings, finishing an 03 Mario build with a
Oh, that's cool.
250, 25, 25, 05, 21,000 kV while you guys work. Well, I have a UWL I'm working on here, and I made this little flip fin. I'm not sure. I don't think we're going to go with this flip fin. We're trying to find an idea for a flip fin, and we might just go back to using a different canopy. But I noticed whenever I had mine that I couldn't flip upside down with it. And so Carter said, well, just put a duck on the top of it. So we made a duck on top of it just for laughs. So there's a little duck head on top of it.
You originally had it with the 3, like...
Yeah, so I had 3
like
spikes, like a mohawk, yeah.
Show that real quick.
Well, I
There's one of 'em.
have to find all the spikes here.
Oh, you took him.
Well, Evan said he
There's another
didn't
one.
like the way it looked. But I guess we can share it and see what the community thinks, if they like the way it looks. So this is the way I had it before. Ignore the wires there. I still have to wire up those LEDs. But that's the way I had it before right there. Has the 3 spikes on it. And all that does is allow you to have a little bit more. It's a little bit taller, so you have less to flip when you go over. Because when it's closer, like this, it takes more to flip it over than this. So you got a higher angle here, and it allows you to flip over. I could not flip over with mine. With an RPM limit on. With the RPM limit off, I could flip with it. So,
That's interesting. That's kind of weird if it's a spec.
yeah.
You can't flip in a spec RPM.
Well, the one that I 3D printed before we started using the Happy Model canopies, they said that they flip great. So,
The canopy's too much weight.
no, I don't think it's canopy's too much weight. I just think the canopy is too slim. Like it's too far down.
Oh, okay.
So if I go back to using the TPU mount like I was using before, it should work great. And that's probably what we'll do, is go back to using that. Because it was a little bit higher, a little bit more round. It looked good. So ain't no reason why not to use it.
Right.
So we'll make those in-house. And this was nice because I could just grab it off the shelf and use it. But if it doesn't flip, I feel like it'd be better just to go ahead and make our own. Darkwing said my buddy Swift Duck would be down. Would be down for what? Oh, print the Mario green and reprint everything white so I can make Luigi. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
If you guys come up with any ideas that you'd like to see on a drone, we are down to look at them and see what they're like. But here, I figured I'd go ahead and show you how I solder this LED on this underground loop while I'm doing it. That way you get an idea on how this is done. So, what? I don't care. So,
Did you make that frame?
Yeah.
Where's it at?
right here,
Shelf. Oh, I didn't
we'll try to zoom this in a little bit and get some light on it. Alright, so right here you have 4 pads on the back of each side of the Eco Cam, which this probably will be changing whenever we get the HD0 boards. But for right now, what we're doing is the positive and negative on this side. We're wiring our LEDs to those, or soldering our LEDs to those. and our positive negative on this side, we're soldering our LEDs. And so what that does, so we had some racers, and I think Pastor mentioned this, that he had one with LEDs on the board itself, on the AIO itself, and you could see video noise. So I've been soldering them after the AIO onto the Eco itself, on the HD0 VTX.
Appreciate it.
So I'll just show you how I do that. I put the wires underneath, come up from underneath to the top, cut them just a little bit long. And the reason why I cut them a little bit long is because it's a lot easier to take away than add to. So if you get them a little too long, that's fine. You can take more away. If you get them too short, you got to redo the whole thing.
And that always sucks.
Yeah. And other people, whoops are something that doesn't stay forever together forever because you're racing them. And so a lot of people like to work on them, and if you leave them long, it's a whole lot easier for other people to work on them. And we think about that when we're putting drones together at 533. We try to make it easy to work on. Now, some things you can't get away with, but this right here, I think it's easy to leave just a tiny bit long. Now I'm going to solder the positive and the negative. I solder the first one further away from me first, so I don't have to cross over. Then I'm going to solder the other one.
Darkwing said Betaflight PR flip strength greater than 100. Is that a command or something you can do?
I had no clue. This is good news.
Quad Doc says hello. He says he likes the drone that you built for him, Skip.
Good deal. That's awesome, Quad Doc. So I'm just going to twist the wires and tuck them in. Make sure they're not hanging out. And there you go. There's the LED wire on the side. And we'll do the other side real quick. Howdy, howdy, howdy. So on the side that I just done, I had to actually double solder. So that means I had to solder on top of another solder.
Another connection.
Another connection, yeah. And that's not always easy to do. So this one right here is a little long. We'll go ahead and solder up the wire, and then I'm going to trim it. So I pulled a little bit too much insulation off this one, and that's why I'm glad I made it long to begin with. So they said there's a command on there that we can do to turn crash flip up.
Oh no,
No,
he was saying
it would.
like making them hold for beta devs.
Yeah, that would be nice. You think that it wouldn't limit the crash flip, but the RPM limit does definitely make a difference whenever you're doing the crash flip. Yeah, so we've got the HD0 AIO on the way,
Yep.
and that's something I was going to talk about, and Kevin already mentioned it, so we'll go ahead and talk about it here in just a minute after I get this one soldered up. Whoops are something you have to just position right and solder really fast, because you don't want to be soldering on a whoop very long. Which I just bridged that pad. It's no big deal. There we go. I got that soldered up, and we will plug a battery into it. There you go. We have orange LEDs on it. I don't know if you can tell that's orange on the stream, but that is orange LEDs.
Oh yeah, you can see it. That's cool.
Turn the light off a little bit over here. There you go. I think it looks pretty good. So there's your UWL HD0. And let's see here. Whose order was this one? I don't know. We'll have to check it. Alright guys, so let's talk about the AIOs. We've got the HD0 AIO that just came out. And if you look here, the UWL has two chips. It's got the EcoCam, and then it's got the other chip for the flight controller. So it's got an AIO of its own, and then the EcoCam on top of it, or the Eco VTX on top of it. Now the AIO, the HD0 is coming out, has the Eco already in the board, and it comes with the EcoCam. So you'll have the all-in-one UWL or the Whoop. And so that's something new we'll be coming out with. And we're going to do both the Whoop and the UWL. And I'm sure we'll make it really light, because that's what we're known for, is making them really light. So that's coming out soon. How's it going, Ciati?
Never survived the first battery.
So the Meteor frame, so the Meteor 75 frame for UWL, I've never had a problem out of it. You're saying that it never survived the first battery? I've dropped this thing from in a gymnasium from the second floor pretty hard, and I'm pretty rough on stuff. I mean, you can see I beat the LEDs off the side of this. And I have not messed mine up yet. So, yeah, I've got like chips in my LEDs right here. And this one's the one I race. And I built it like three or 4 months ago. And I've been running it since.
Yeah, how many races have you gone to?
Been to 2 UWL races. I've been to a bunch of 65 mil races, But I really enjoy the
Those
UWL
two.
because it's like the prospect of whoops, in my opinion. So I really like it a lot. All right, so we got something else we're coming out with here, and that's the voltmeter. So I got a piece of tape on it. There's the voltmeter, and I'll plug it in. And somebody said it'd be
Does
cool.
that frame have the 3 and 4 bolt mounting pattern?
Yeah, it does. It's got the 3 and 4.
And yeah, that's the spec frame for UWL.
So here is the voltmeter.
Or wait, is there a spec frame for UWL? I didn't even really think about that.
I just know it's 75 mil.
Do you know, Armando? Does
don't know.
UWL have a spec frame?
Yeah, it's that frame.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, that is the spec frame.
So here is the voltage meter. It says 533 on it, and you can kind of see through it a little bit. It's resin printed, and then it's got a clip on the back of it. So that was the new update. Is I made it a little bit more robust, and you can. It's really tough, and it's got a clip on the back of it. And when you plug it in, it lights up the LED. It tells you the voltage. It's got an XT30 and an XT60 on the back of it.
Here's a 60.
So there's the XT60. And yeah, this is going to be the finished model right here. It's got this nice heavy duty clip on the back of it. So you can put it on your pocket or your belt or your bags, whatever you want to put it on. There you go, like that. It just stays on there. It doesn't fall off real easy. It actually stays on pretty good. It would also fit on a belt. Perfect size for a belt, by the way. So, you know, pretend that's a belt or whatever. You put it on there, and it kind of clicks on there, and it's got like a belt holder right here on this part of it here. So it actually clips onto your belt. And it's pretty robust. Like, it's pretty tough. You're not going to pull it apart. And you know, throw it in your bag, throw it in your case or whatever you got, clip it on your cases and stuff, and you got your little voltage meter. And I think it's rated up to 8S is what I read.
Is it real? That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, you can do all the way up to 8S. So anything an XT60 or 30 has up to 8S. So, hey, what's going on, Heads Up? Nice to see you there in the chat. Heads Up is
Heads Up
not in
yourself.
today. Where's Heads Up? Where's he at?
New Jersey?
I don't want to say that.
Oh. Oh, he's out
Said it.
having fun.
Maybe he can tell everybody.
Let's try 8S on it, on the stream. I don't have 8S to try on it right now.
Who said that?
Heads Up. Of course, Evan's going to say, let's blow it up right now.
8S on the stream.
I don't have an 8S battery. Not right now. So, but we will definitely be trying it out for you. And we'll make sure we get the information exactly right. But I'm pretty sure it said 8S. So,
Well, only one way to find out.
any suggestions about this to make it any better? But what we're going to do is probably sell this for about $15 and put it online. I hope you guys like it.
He said there's definitely one here somewhere.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure there is one here. I'm not going to hunt for it.
I'll go look for it.
All right, Kurt, go look
Alright,
for
I'll
it.
go look for it.
Car's going to go find us one, and we can blow this thing up if it blows up. Actually, what I have is another screen, and I'll find out if it blows up on this screen before I stick it on the one I just made, because it didn't take me just a minute to make. What are we building today? Well, we just got done talking about the UWL, and I just soldered in the LEDs for it. We've got everything out the door. We just built a Switchback HD. So this is how our Ready Fly comes. Comes in this nice box here. This is the Switchback HD. And let's see what all Carter put in here. Carter put a flip fin, so you can put a flip fin on your Switchback HD. And the customer specially asked for a beeper to be on this one. So Carter stuck a beeper on this one. I don't know if you heard the beeper when we started up there. It goes. So that's got a beeper on it. And I believe if we take the test remote, we'll turn on the test remote.
Me and Brody couldn't find it.
Plug in the battery.
This one, I'm pretty sure. Did it connect? Yeah.
Is it connected?
This is one of these. That one.
There you go. So that one's got a beeper in it, and you can now, this person, let's see, who is it? Who was in this order? Did I drop the paper on the floor?
No, it's probably in the box. Or just go
I've got the box right here.
No, like the other box.
Oh. So we'll say who the customer is that has this one. But they specially asked for a beeper. We stuck a beeper on it. We don't normally stick beepers on them. But if somebody wants one, we'll be more than happy to put one on. This one's a DJI 03. DJI 03.
Edward Kugel.
Edward Kugel?
Edward Kugel. They look like. What's going on here?
Trying to clean out the corner.
So Edward Kugel, this is your drone.
Kugel. Edward Kugel.
And you got a beeper now. Alright, we'll put this back. Talk to the bird.
Let's see.
Tell Brody he's got to build 3 Switchback HDs. Yeah, we can do that, Charles. We'll do that for you. Charles said he would tell Brody about the Switchback HDs.
Oh, Brody loves building
Let me go
Switchback
tell him
HDs. And, you know, I think what we should do is run a sale 10% off on Switchback HDs so Brody can build a bunch of them. What do you think? Is that a good idea? So a heads up is controlling the stream from the stream. That's awesome. Carter, he wants you to fly a drone.
Who does?
Heads up.
Ask me.
Just anything?
Anything. Just fly it.
Just fly something. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me put this gummy. in.
Random question just came in. Would a 3.5 inch Cinewoop be too big for a realtor house flying? The 3.5 inch Cinewoop? It depends on your skill and how many people are around. But if it's an empty house that you're just doing a film on,
I think it's doable.
it's not a bad idea, especially if you got a heavy camera on the top of it. But if you're around a lot of people, something a little bit smaller, like a Pavo Pico with a O3 unit or something like that would be good for filming indoors around people. But yeah, anything with ducks on it, and it should be fine. It all depends on how good you are with how good your skills are with flying through a house. You definitely don't want to wreck anything or break anything. But no, I say you're going to be fine as long as it's an empty house and there ain't people in it.
This setup.
Ciati says most of the 3.5 inch rigs also don't have tall ducts, which will make it even harder. And Johnny 5 says the 3.5 inch is big unless you're the chosen one. I can do it. I definitely can. And I'm not the best racer, but I can definitely fly a 3.5 inch. I had a B-35 that I flew around all over the place. That's what I learned to freaking hit gates was with a B-35.
I thought it was just the tiny trainer.
No, I had the B-35 3.5 inch 6S.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You remember?
I swear it was the tiny.
You remember that thing was like haunted when you'd come down, it would just throttle itself.
Okay, yeah, I do remember now.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Philoblasta? So we had a race last weekend with Fat Pastor, and we went and raced. Carter got first in the 65 mil, and then I got third in the Underground Whoop League, and I've got something that's called the Announcer's Curse, and I'm going to blame it all on Philoblasta because he was the announcer sounding like Scully. So, we got Carter going outside right now. I don't even know what do you say he's flying? We'll go see what he's flying real quick.
Why the heck?
I don't even know where he went. Yeah, when Carter comes back, we'll have him fly something. Home home fly-throughs look awful if you aren't absolutely dialed in.
It's true.
Well, yeah, I'd say so.
Skip.
What are you flying?
I was getting my tiny trainer out.
Okay.
Are they just wondering?
Well, I was wondering.
You show them how beat up it is.
So Carter's going to fly his
Timu trainer.
tiny trainer, and he ran it through a hornet's nest.
Yeah.
So it's got all this hornet nest stuff all over it. It looks awful. But
it looks terrible.
he's kind of proud of the
That is one thing. We just did that.
going through the hornet's nest with at the park bench. So he kind of like saved people from being stung at the park bench with his drone. And he's got screws coming out of it. He's got bent standoffs on the flight controller,
and it keeps on going.
and it just keeps on ticking. Look at that! Look at that antenna on the bottom there. It's just ate up.
That's a durability test right there.
Yeah, yeah. So he's given this tiny train. Is this the one you've had since the first. So
Yep.
this is the first. See, he's had this since last winter,
Yeah, last December.
and this is your first race drone, isn't it?
Yep. And it's still going.
And it just keeps on going, keeps on ticking. And
I
he's
gotta
going to go
charge the
fly it.
battery.
Oh, I've got some in my truck.
Are they charged?
Yeah,
3S's?
yeah. It's in that prop box behind my seat, behind the passenger seat.
Okay. I'll do that or just get my 5-inch out at this point.
Well, I would like to get past the announcer's curse. I've been trying to, and I've asked Evan to like record me a track, but he's yet to do it. And what I figured was I'd have Evan like yelling on the track and stuff. That way, I could like mix it up and put Scully's voice in there, and then have to listen to that when I fly. So maybe I'd get over the announcer's curse.
I've done my best flying the music.
Flying the music? I did too. So I've got headphones I normally wear around my neck, and I stick them in my ears. And that's what I was doing. I was throwing them in my ears. And I almost, on UWL, on the race that we done, we were doing Chase the Ace in the finals, and I almost got first, and my goggles went out. So it seems like every time that I go to finals, I end up having stuff go wrong, and I always get third. I don't know why, but here's my medal right here. I got a medal, and it's nice heavy metal. Thank you, Fat Pastor, for handing out medals at the race. But I'm pretty proud of my third place medal. It's nice and heavy. I really like that.
I'm trying to match that, but
So if you guys are into UWL and you're into 65 mil race, go and check out Fat Pastor, because he's got some races in Middle Tennessee that he's holding.
He's about to plug in the tiny trigger quad.
All right, so we've got.
Let me click it.
No, just wait.
Oh,
No. So we've got Carter. He's fixing to fly his tiny trainer around the yard, and we will commentate.
we can plug in the 4-up.
Hey, how's it going, Vault? FPV, nice to see you in the stream here.
What are you plugging the what?
The 4-up instead of the 1-up.
What's that?
The 4-way event VRX.
He's got it plugged in right now. There we go.
And all the tiny trigger V2.
All right, here's Carter flying the Tiny Trainer V2 in at 533 shop. So we have a little course set up here that we've been practicing. It's like a mixture of Pro Spec and Summer GQ. Because we've noticed they like doing this, that one gate right there. We've seen it in 2 Pro Spec tracks already. So we stuck it in our gates. We made our gates like that. And then we have this side, the GQ track.
I think it's screaming with
Yeah, he's ripping it on that. Nice, tight, smooth turns. That's what we want to see.
Do you have a tiny trainer you can fly already? Or I guess you don't.
So,
Because you could race it.
Evan wants you to race.
Well, if you let me borrow one of your pro stocks, I'm sure.
No, you go get a tiny trainer and you go up against Carter with a
My
tiny
trainer
trainer.
were at my house.
Are your tiny trainers your own? I don't have a tiny trainer.
I've got a tiny trainer.
I'll race your tiny trainer. As long as it's
Talk to
not,
the street for a second.
as long as it's not the cracked one that Armando gave me. Y'all are not gonna
Cracked
believe
one?
this.
We
So
had a
I-
race off,
Yeah,
and Brody
Armand-
said he could beat me with anything, so I gave him a tiny trainer that worked perfectly well. I would have beat him with it, but
That's
his
just not
excuse was that my tiny trainer was faster.
Evan said your tiny trainer was faster.
I think it was just not vibrating, and then
Pad. So bad. It's so loose.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody at the shop was saying that his was definitely faster, and it was.
we
And
should have switched, and then
We should've.
we can have a rematch. And
Well, I would love to rematch.
I'll bring 2 good tiny trainers.
Please do. I'll beat you if we're on the same thing. I'll beat you.
Heads Up says that sports class finals could be Carter versus Brody.
Me and Brody.
Have you bought your ticket?
Yeah, I
yet?
go against you with the analog, Brody.
Have you bought my ticket yet? Or
Bought
have you-
your ticket?
Not bought.
Excuse me?
Not bought my ticket.
Heads Up
Have you
says
bought your
Brody's
ticket?
quad had 1 prop screw per motor. I'm pretty sure that was either Brody's fault
No.
or what's the
2 motors had 1 prop screw, and that was definitely. It wasn't my fault.
what's
because I
what's
used to-
Scully's kid's call sign? Just Jay. I
Is
think
it?
so.
I don't.
I'm
I
not
Yeah,
just-
so
sure.
the last person to fly it was Just Jay at Ice Storm, and it sat in a bag until then. And I handed it to Brody, and I said, "Hey, or get it set up." And part of his setup was not.
I do not remember the
Making
hay
sure-
setup. I vaguely remember.
If
it's
somebody
ready.
handed me a quad and it was vibrating, I'd figure out how to not make
I
it
didn't know it was
vibrate.
vibrating.
You were
What do mean
flying.
vibrating.
Like it had vibes in the video just because he had
Oh,
one screw per
Jello.
motor, and it was like it didn't sound healthy.
It didn't sound great. It didn't look great. It didn't fly great.
It
It wasn't
didn't look
fast. It was. My quad was in shambles, and Armando had a freshly.
I made
and
sure.
Armando had a freshly built.
I made sure my tiny trainer
HD,
flew well.
HD0, by the way. I was
Yeah.
on analog.
I placed 3rd at Ice Storm with analog.
I'll beat you on analog. Just give me a quad that's not in shambles.
But we'll have to get that rematch going. But right
Mine's
now,
in
we're going to get Skip to get a tiny trainer for Brody. Carter, you want to make a track?
Make a track out there.
Yeah. And then you're going to race Brody on it. So you might want to get some batteries charging too, because that's usually the limiter.
No, the limiters that take people on the second round. This is. That's the limiter.
That's the limiter. Is this a TPU mid-mount?
It sure is.
That would
Because I didn't realize that.
Well, that's funny. Yeah, make a track. I got to take a call, so Brody gets to talk.
Oh, hey guys. Fresh FPV here.
I have one.
Is anybody here going to Champs? Champs 2024? Can't even. We also need steaks. You know, every time we make steaks, it's usually the person that's not me that ends up getting hurt. A Vault FPV, I love you. We love a Vault here. Arthur's a great guy. Great
He
guy.
really is.
He really is. He went to International Open with the shop.
Practice your speech for champs. Evan said.
Oh, wait, what?
Evan said to practice your speech.
Can you
for
practice
champs.
your winning speech for champs? Like on stream?
Yeah. So just say it, I guess.
So basically I already knew that this was gonna happen. Like, this isn't very surprising. I kinda knew that this was gonna happen for me. So not really a big surprising. Go ahead and thank a couple people. Everybody at the shop. Skip for always fixing my crap. Carter for always programming my stuff. Evan and Charles for always practicing with me. And Ethan for
Being a practice dummy.
for being
You say
a
something.
practice dummy. That's probably the best way to put that. Ethan's always there to push me harder. He really helps push me harder, so he's great to have here whenever he goes here. He's at Virginia Tech. I can thank Kevin, YKev, for getting me into the hobby. Never flew drones before. YKev even showed me what drones were. I'd like to thank my family, my mom, for letting me go to KCRC.
Letting you exist.
Yeah, for letting me exist. That's a big one. Yeah, and again, and this wasn't really not expected. That's my winning speech. Like, it'll probably be like a Sunday version. I'm still working on it, of course. But I'm gonna get that edited. Probably get someone to make sure it's good for me. I have no clue. N3. I have no clue, but I'm sure Armando does, but he's on the phone right
What?
now.
What do I know?
What N3 just said?
You already know which ESC you're going to use for your custom quads after the... Why can't I read the rest of it? Oh, the stock of the ESCs with BLHeli32 runs out. I know that we've had some good AM32 ones. Why isn't the chat updated on the screen? Oh, top chat. We want live chat. Oops. Let's see if that works. Probably not.
You missed my champ speech.
But yeah, we'll probably just switch to AM32 once we have to, and I know that some people have had good luck with it, so
Here's you.
once we sit down with it, we'll definitely be able to have some good luck
Something to
with it.
fly around with.
What is it?
Look at that.
I don't know if Carter feels like racing or not, but
I
if
thought we
you
were talking about next time.
if you
No, he
want
means right now.
Right now.
if
Let's
you
rush
want
right
to
now.
fly it around, you can.
Okay, thanks,
The
Skip.
best test
Does it
for a
work?
racer is
Yeah,
just
it works.
making them race,
It's analog.
ERS analog.
ready
Yeah.
for it.
So basically, this is what I'm about to beat
Yeah, that's fair.
Carter
I can
with.
see that though.
I don't think Carter's going to race.
Carter, you're not gonna
Let's
race?
set it up for next time. I didn't know he was talking about right now.
Why not right now?
I think he's scared. I'm just gonna build this stuff up.
What do you mean you gotta build this stuff?
Carter's
what we
got to
do.
build orders.
That's
I mean,
what we do.
Evan, what's your opinion on this?
Okay, Brody, just go fly a quad and make it look good.
Go fly a quad,
Let's
like
set it up.
fly it
We'll
just
do it
like
on the next one.
hot laps or
Yeah,
just.
hot laps.
Yeah, do hot laps.
Hot laps.
okay, you got
I need
on
a-
the edge of the table there. You've got a bunch of batteries.
I need
Oh, is there?
I need a bound radio. I need goggles.
Here's a
I don't
bound
have
radio.
any. I don't have any of my stuff.
That's funny.
Where are your goggles at?
I don't know.
Behind the couch right here.
Yeah, how about Friday? We have a race stream.
Friday? Well, I have Friday nights.
Sounds like
I know. I'm in high school.
we'll figure something out.
I'm sure I'll be able to. It'll just be for like on Friday. I'll only be in here. For
We can
like-
just grab all the ready to flies and race them.
It's only like 30
All the
minutes.
finished ready to flies.
Oh, race the What am I plugging into what?
You should just have to get on a channel, 1, 3, 6, or 8. and then-
Mayan Hawk said, "Thank you guys for processing my frame order so quickly." Liz's Tiny Trainer V1 cracked in half past weekend, and we needed a replacement before Sunday's race in Pennsylvania.